Hey guys, happy to have you here. Before we start, we need to gather some tools, and turns out we need a lot of them. Who knew a new hobby would need so many things? Most of them I didn't have, but I am really happy that I have them now because then I can make more things and then I don't have to stress about not having the things I need. Anyway, today we are making dragon keychains since Christmas is gone or already here, or I don't know when I'm uploading this, but these will be presents for my friends. So I had some big pondering moment on what I could give them, and I really wanted something that comes from the heart, not just something that I bought, because this feels more special. So then I decided on keychains, but I still didn't know what exactly I wanted to make. Since I love a challenge, I decided to make dragons. So for each of my friends, they will get a little dragon, and of course I needed to make them a little bit more personalized since they are all the same shape-wise. So in the end, I'm making them each different colors. So yeah, here you can see I'm just trying to figure out how everything could look. This is the guy, but this was basically a prototype. Since I've never tried polymer clay, I didn't know how it worked, how it reacted, what I needed to do. So there was a big learning curve. So first thing that I noticed was that the clay got really soft in my hands the longer they were in my hands. Cause yeah, this first guy, the prototype, he got very squished. You can't really see the squishiness just because I guess it looks intentional, but I did want more details, so now when I'm making all of them, I decided to do them in parts, and while I'm doing other parts, the previous ones would go in the fridge just to cool off and not be so warm and so bendable. Otherwise it starts to lose the shape that I want, which happened with the first guy. I think I sat for 6 hours to make all of the 6 bodies, the completed dragons, and oh my god. At the start I was super happy, super into it, enthusiastic, and once I got to the hands, I realized that I don't want to do this anymore. Well, I did, but oh my god, were they tricky. And imagine making 2 for each. So basically the legs didn't have any details to them because I thought, hey, it's not that necessary. But also I was so done with the hands. And I added thumbs for the dragons, which also was unnecessary because you can barely see them in the end. But you know, the thought was there. They have thumbs. So yeah, I made a few adjustments from the prototype and the end result. So we made different types of limbs, and I also decided to make the neck a bit differently. I didn't connect them at the start like I did with the first one. And I also decided to make the fluffiness at the neck, I don't know, the mane, a bit smaller, and I also wanted that to be more detailed because when I was making the original one, I was holding it the whole time and it just got more smooshed. So here I am making the mane, and it's just like a little ruffle. And at first I wasn't really sure and it looked a bit weird, but I think it's because I didn't add horns or any other details yet. Also, I decided to add a little bit of a difference to the horns, so I think 3 of them have swirly long ones, and the other 3 or 2, I don't know, I can't remember, have the short ones. I think both are cute. I'm not sure which ones I like the most. Now we're at the fun part, coloring. So the first one, I was coloring with a brush, and I quickly realized that you could see all kinds of textures. And you know me, I love textures, but not for this specific project. So I decided to try out these acrylic markers, and they didn't leave as much of a texture, so I really like that, and we could keep layering and just trying different colors. The only thing is it was harder to do any like details go into things, but I did have like a hack for it. I can't say a hack, but all of them have white bellies, so the whole inside part where it's hard to get into with the brush, or I guess the brush pen, I just left white. And you know, I think it looks okay. It's intentional. It looks yeah, I don't know, I liked it. And since I wanted them to be different, but I wanted them to have some kind of a color theme, I decided we're gonna have layers that are from the brightest to the darkest, and usually the horns would have a darker color, and of course the eyes. I really like the design on the first one that I did 3 little spikes on the back. I did want to do more, but I decided it might be a bit too much, and it's also kind of hard, and I definitely didn't want to do that for all of them. So yeah, here they are unglazed. I also decided to try out glazing them with resin. I will have to say that I wasn't the most careful about this. I didn't have gloves because I forgot about them, and I also didn't really have a technique on how I should do this. So don't learn from me, learn from somebody who knows what they're doing. But I really like the shine and how it pulls everything together. So yeah, here's the first guy. He looks squished, but I mean, still cute. And now I have the second one. So I made one for myself, and this is the guy, and then 5 for my friends. Also, I still had to go in and fix some parts that I missed, or some of the resin sometimes was a bit too droopy, so I went with sandpaper, so I just had to do some touch-ups. Now we're gonna do the keychain part of this whole project, and it got a bit tedious because I had to make some loops for the stars, and I wanted 2 stars for each dragon. This one, I accidentally closed a loop with resin, so thankfully he had his tail all bent and I could loop it there, so that was kind of nice, but that was an accident. Anyways, yeah, I really like that I added the stars. It was a bit hard here because sometimes the horns were in the way for me to really hold the loop, but in the end we got there. This was definitely a fun project. Let me know what you think. Hopefully my friends like it. If you like it, then I'm just gonna hope that they will like it as well, and hopefully they don't see this before I give them their gifts. This was also very refreshing from what I usually do, even though it got a bit tense at some points, but yeah, I think I'm happy with the result. Can't wait to see their reactions, but I'm gonna leave you here. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and had happy holidays, or still are having happy holidays, and I'll see you next time. Bye!